What is up, everybody? You know, I always start this show off by showing love to those companies that help make this podcast possible. First is my friends over at Yellow Jacket. Guys, you always know I will never, ever tell you what to buy. That's just not what I do. I just tell you, if you're looking to upgrade a tool, you're looking to spend some hard-earned money, all I ever ask you is to give my friends over at Yellow Jacket a try. I have been using all of these tools, all the ones you see on the screen besides the refrigerant piercer. The Titan Max digital manifold, I absolutely love. I've enjoyed using it. There's a few things that I've told them that I wish that we could do to make it better, but I absolutely love it. It's built like a tank. You could drop it off a roof and the thing's going to work. It's absolutely awesome. Guys, they have a bunch of amazing products out. All I ask, if you're looking to upgrade your wireless manifold, your digital manifold, whatever it may be, to give my friends over at Yellow Jacket a try. They have a lot of new amazing things out. Their new vacuum Y is, I've been doing it. It's actually amazing, where you have two 1/2-inch hoses that go to a Y to pull a better vacuum versus being a T. You put it on one hose, your micron grade's on the other, and it's absolutely awesome. It's been awesome. So going to spend some of that money, man. Go give my friends over at Yellow Jacket a look. 75 years of expertise built into every tool. Next, guys, CompanyCam. This is one I know most of you can't make the decision to do this, but if you run a business, CompanyCam is a must do. Guys, we live in the generation where it is about video and photo taking, putting pictures and videos online of your work. Nobody captures all this and keeps you organized better than CompanyCam. I don't care what size business you are. If you're 100,000 to 1 million, it doesn't matter. CompanyCam has a feature for everybody. You can take these pictures. You know exactly who took the pictures, where they took them, when they took them, to be able to take high resolution photos to be able to use online, and then have pre-built templates to be able to send it to your customer before and afters. We use that huge where I am now at Carroll Mechanical about sending customers before and afters. You've been hearing from a lot of customers that they feel like companies are charging them for things they're not doing. So when we provide before and afters, whether it's a blower cleaning, a coil cleaning, a capacitor, whatever it is, we will provide them before and after pictures so they see exactly what we did, and we can build that value using CompanyCam, and it's absolutely amazing. All right. If you guys are listening to this and you want to think about using CompanyCam or give it a try, go to CompanyCam.com/HVAC Uncensored. They will give you a free 14 trial just for checking it out. And if you like that after that, they will give you 50% off your first 3 months. All right. That being said, man, let's get on to the show. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless the United States, and thank you to all those men and women who defend it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to the #1 rated HVAC podcast. If you're looking to grow in the HVAC industry, then you're in the right spot. Blue collar people talking about blue collar shit. Let's get better together. So turn up the volume, buckle your seatbelt, and let's welcome your host, Gil Cavey Jr.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the HVAC Uncensored podcast. I am your host, Gil Cavey Jr. Here we are, finally, on another Wednesday night. Guys, thank you so much for being here, man. I knew a bunch of you would show up, and I really do appreciate it, man. It's so good to see all your names in there. Finally went through this move, man. The last 4 weeks have been a shit show, to say the least. Getting things moving, you know what I mean? Life is moving, things are going, the separation in this house. So we're here. The studio is kind of set up half-assly. I wanted to make sure that I absolutely went tonight. I could not miss another week. So I have it all set up now. Yeah, guys. So I am in the new place right now. It sucks. The last show that you saw with my son is the last one that's in the old studio. So it sucks. I'm gonna miss that studio, but it is what it is. Just gonna try to get through it. There's some things that I'm gonna do in here, but to be honest, I'm not going crazy in the studio, man. I'm only gonna be in this house for a year, and I'm not going through the process of setting all this shit up just to take it back down. If you've ever had to take one of these studios apart and put it back together, it's a pain in the fucking dick, man. It really is. It's a pain in the ass, and this house is short term. So when this lease runs out, I will be gone. So it's cameras is all good. Everything else is fine, but I'm not going to go nuts here. Just not going to worry about it. But want to say what is up to some people. Can you guys hear me okay? This is the first time I didn't even do a test hooking everything up. So I want to make sure you guys can hear me. But let's just say, Mr. Nasty, what is up, brother? Mr. Freon Leon, what is up? What is up? Froggy, man, thank you for being here. Let's see. Obviously, Mr. Rookie, what is up, my brother? Jason Johnson, what is up, my man? And I think that I saw, did I miss anybody? I think I saw Mr. Adrian's in here. What is up, homie? Good to see you in here, brother. Thank you. Mr. Sammy, what is up, Sammy? Thank you for being here, buddy. I don't think I missed anyone else, but yeah, man, how the hell has everybody been doing? I truly have missed you guys, man. You know that I love these, but there's been so much going on, and I don't mean to say that and sound like a broken record, man. I get it. Everybody's got stuff going on. I just had things I had to focus on, and the podcast had to take a back seat, sadly. So trying to get back in the saddle. I actually have a friend of mine who is going to help me with some marketing things. He's going to help do some things that I don't have the time to do. So hopefully making a push here soon. After this show, I am going to rearrange some things. So it may look a little different next show. Maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, it's been fun, man. How are you guys? You guys staying busy? Is it still warm? Is it cold where you guys are? We're here in Maryland. We're kind of up and down. It's kind of going back and forth. It'll be like 55, 60 in the morning. And then some days it gets to be like 80, 85, like Friday. I think it's going to be like 80 something degrees. That's probably the hottest it's getting around here now. But we have all the rain now. I know there was rain in the Carolinas like over the weekend or Monday. Well, all that rain is here now. So that's been kind of sucking. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Yeah, well, Adrian, it's always 90 degrees where you are, isn't it? 100 today, but raining tomorrow. Feels like winter. Jared, what's up, brother? Thank you for being here, man. BPHC, I see you popping in too, man. Thanks for being here. Got a show topic I want to talk about tonight. We'll get in here in a little bit. Guys, I do want to say moving forward, man, and I don't know if it's going to rub some people the wrong way. And for all that you know me, that know that I don't really care, to be honest. I am very deep in my faith, and I'm not perfect. I use curse words. Nobody is, but I don't know about some of you, but the stuff that happened last week with Charlie Kirk, man, really, really fucking struck a chord with me. And I'm not trying to get on. I don't want to go into the political side of it. That's not what I'm trying to do here. But what I am trying to say is people need some religion in their life. They just need to be humans, because this world is getting fucking crazy. It really is. It's sickening. And I hate it. So long story short is there is going to be shows where I'm going to bring up my faith more, and you guys don't have to listen to it. But there's things that I'm going to talk about because I think people need to hear it. I think that this country right now needs to have some of their faith. Yeah, exactly, Sam. I built this show to what it is in a quarter of a basement 3 houses ago. That people thought it was huge and it wasn't. But yes, it is, Jason. And that whole thing just disgusts me. It disgusts me that people are cheering because a man was assassinated in front of his wife and children. It's fucking disgusting. It's gross. And like I said, this is not about being political. This isn't a right or left thing, man. This is about just being a fucking human being and having a little bit of compassion. And just some of the things I see online, I've unfriended people. And I never did that because I don't give a shit who you vote for. That's your opinion. I don't care. But when I see people that, are cheering because someone died, that's sad. That is really, really, really sad. You don't have to like the man. It's your God-given right. But you don't cheer when a man loses his life, man. That's pretty fucking ridiculous. It really, really is. And there's a lot of us that talk behind the scenes, and I won't say their name, but they're fellow HVAC people that are very deep Christians, deep in our faith, and we talk a lot about it. And a lot of times, to be honest, we get afraid to talk about religion too much because you don't want to scare people off. But I think that's exactly what people need right now. You may not want to hear it, but it's exactly what people need right now. So does that mean I'm not saying that that's what I'm going to talk about every podcast? That's not what I'm saying, but I am going to bring it up. I'm just going to be honest and frank with you, and you don't have to like it. You know what I mean? I hope that the core people don't stop listening because of it. But if you do, hey, I respect it. It's okay. But I'm not going to change the way I feel. I'm not going to change what I say. That's just not going to happen. And yeah, I feel like it needs to happen. There may be some things that are added and changed into some of the intros and outros. So I figured I'd just let you guys know. And I'll let you know when that comes live. But there is going to be some changes, and a few things are going to be added in. So anyway, on a lighter note, yes, football has started. And yes, as Jason likes to rub it in, his Bills came back and beat my Ravens, which did not surprise me at all. I knew once Derrick Henry fumbled, I was like, you know what? The Bills are going to come back and win this game. Yeah. Amen, rookie. You're absolutely right. God doesn't always give you what you want, but he'll give you what you need. Amen to that. That is 100% true. Yeah, man, that game sucked. The Ravens found a way to lose it. But, congrats to the Bills, man. Josh Allen's a beast. I told Jason I was, after the Bills beat us last year in the playoffs, I was rooting for the Bills. I wish that they would have won. But it's the first game. It is what it is. So we'll see what happens. But it does suck to be convincingly winning by, 16, 15 points and then to blow it like that. But it is what it is. I may or may not have smashed the top of my tower fan. I'll leave it to your guys' imagination. May have a little tilt. I ordered a new one. It'll be here soon. It's okay. Everything's okay. Everything's going to be all right. All right. Everything's going to be all right. Looking in here. So, today's topic that I want to talk about, and a lot of you guys, we've already talked about this before. Man, well, I didn't say shit. I did think we were gonna win. Hey, you can't be in this conversation, rookie. You Commanders fan. Now your boy's got a bum knee and not going to play. He's going to have his sophomore slump. It's like, I hope he's not hurt, like seriously, but I heard he's not going to play though. Anybody else in the chat, football fans? If so, who's your team? Who do you root for? Yeah, no, it was definitely a good game. It's just one of those that sucks when it's. It would have been good if I wasn't a Ravens fan and just watched it. Ooh, I got a little thing popping up on my screen. Use echo cancellation. My bad. Favorite over Raiders. Up this toe. What's up, Neil? Good to see you, my man. Yeah, I love football season. The only thing that sucks this year, as many of you know, I have seasons tickets to the Ravens games, and I with all the stuff I have going with my divorce and all that kind of stuff. I let the tickets go this year. Like I still have the tickets, just not for the season, if that makes sense. Um, if we make it to the playoffs, I still get first dibs on those tickets, but I don't have the regular season package this year, and it really wasn't intentional. I just didn't see the email about making the payment, or nor did my brother. So sucks, but it is what it is. Bring back the Redskins in R22. It's funny. I know one thing, doing this whole thing with switching my daughter's school over. They're still not back in school yet. Um, they should be going back to school next Monday, should be their first day. One of the reasons I moved to this area where I am, so I live like right outside of the Naval Academy. To give you guys some context, a lot of people don't know Maryland, I get that, but people know the Naval Academy, Annapolis. I live in Annapolis, not far from the Naval Academy, which is a very nice area. House is not, I mean, it's a townhouse, it's decent. It, like I said, short term, only going to be here for a year. But I am, I wanted to make sure that my daughters were in good schools. Um, but since this is such a good school district, Jesus, the stuff that you have to prove to be able to sign your kids up for school when you actually live in the area is crazy. You know, it's like name, rank, serial number, blood type, dick size. Like, this is nuts. I mean, I'm glad. I guess because I guess a lot of people are trying to like ease their way into the school district. I'm super excited to have them in this school district, but holy moly, it's crazy, man. It is nuts. Mr. Krause, what is up, brother? Yeah, man. Trying to get my daughters in this damn school district has been crazy. I thought I was gonna pull my pants down and bend over. I'm like, like I showed him a copy of the lease, everything. I'm like, Jesus, we're here. But one of the things I really want to talk about tonight, and I know we've talked about it in different context on this show several times, but I was actually talking to some younger techs, and I was listening. I wasn't talking, I was listening to them. They were asking me questions, talking about different things. And what is up, Mr. Zeke? Um, and they were talking about like sales in HVAC, and not necessarily sales like, like a comfort specialist. I'm talking about sales like from a technician's standpoint. And just listening to what these younger techs were saying and what they've heard from like people that they work with and stuff like that, I'm just very, very surprised. Let me see. No, I'm not. Not anymore. I'm not. In my old neighborhood, I was definitely the minority. Had some awesome neighbors though. I love my old neighborhood. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna miss it to a point. I'm not gonna miss that long ass fucking drive every day. But I love that house. But same token, that house has been a curse. So it is what it is. Moving on to bigger and better things. Staying positive. Uh, God has closed one door, he's opening others. So gonna be all good. Gonna be all good. Um, but yeah, when it comes to how many people, when they think of HVAC sales, they just think of like it's a dirty word. It's kind of like talking about religion or politics, walking up to a random person and saying, like, who'd you vote for? I feel like that's where the sales side of the business is kind of gotten to. And I get it. There's a lot of people out there that are fucking crud balls and that they're out there ripping people off and being dishonest and unethical. But I also feel like this is not what we should be teaching the younger generation of techs coming in, though, because to me, sales is a necessary evil of what we do. And we shouldn't even think about it as sales. Once again, I've said this a million times. I always tell technicians you should be good technically and at communication. The word sales never comes out of my mind. Never comes out of my mouth. Or do I think about it? It comes out of my mind. See that? But I don't want people to think that offering things to a customer is wrong, because that's just not true. And I'll debate anybody on that. There's a right and a wrong way to do everything. So just because that there's people out there doing things bad doesn't mean that the rest of us should just stop doing it. I say this all the time, man. If you are that guy or you're teaching guys or girls to go out and change that capacitor and leave, you are doing that customer a disservice. I'm sorry, but that's the cold, hard facts. People nowadays value their time. They don't want you to come out, 7 times in a summer and all this kind of stuff. They or 2 weeks later. They rather you be there for a few hours, get everything right, offer them everything they need, let them say no to it. Sometimes the customer saying no to things is the best outcome. If the customer calls back and they're like, "Oh man, I got water on the floor." "Oh, well, I'm sorry you have that, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I see that when Gil was out there last week, he actually recommended to blow out the drain, and it looks like you turned it down. That's something we can definitely come out and do today." You just validated yourself. Like when it comes to IAQ, is every customer going to buy it? No. But it's all in how you present it to the customer. I teach guys to say, hey, these are system enhancements. These are not things that you have to have. They're one of those nice to have things. I just want to let you know what they are and that they exist. And if it's something you're ever interested in, just give us a call. Some people are like, man, that's really neat. I didn't know that existed. How much does that cost? Man, that's kind of expensive. Maybe I'll do it next time. Or do you guys offer financing? My daughter has allergies. You know what I mean? Like, it just brings up conversation when you're there to educate the customer. Offer everything. Let them decide. And if they say no, then guess what? Okay, they say no. No big deal. But I feel like some of these guys are going in, and guys, when I say guys, let me say techs. There's a lot of females now, so I don't want to be sexist when I say that. But there's a lot of technicians going in now, and I feel like they're in and out. Like, we all know it when you see the Facebook groups and you have those technicians, in the middle of the summertime. I ran 15 calls today. Bullshit. And if you did, you ran 15 shitty calls. And that's the truth of it. And I don't care if you went to 15 calls and they're the same freaking neighborhood. You did 15 shitty calls. Because you can't provide. Nowadays, man, it is about white glove service, especially in the residential world. It is about going above and beyond and providing exceptional service. I don't care. Every single one of you, I don't care what market you're in, there's 40 other companies they can call. You guys all offer the same thing. Maybe you offer a different brand and you do quality work and you're honest and you have the same bullshit values that everybody else has. But the product that you provide is what is going to set you apart. Okay? Everybody's price is going to be around the same. You're going to have that high. The high one, You're going to have the people live right in the middle, and then you're going to have those chuck into trucks that are going to be doing things dirt cheap. Every market has that. How are you going to set yourself apart in your market? How you do that is the level of service that you provide on a consistent basis. Let's see what you guys have. With a coupon or without? All for weed. Uh, yes, private equity is that way, you know. Um, and that's why a lot of these companies are also going to straight commission based pay. And I don't like that. I understand it. I'll say this, I understand it. And the reason that companies are going to these like performance pay styles or going to commission is because some people that are in the straight hourly pay, um, they're not efficient, they're slow, their tickets don't make it up for it. So that's why people go to some kind of performance pay, because if you're a go-getter, you can fucking kill it. You can make up whatever hour that you want. But straight commission, I do believe that it promotes dishonesty. Not a fan of it. Um, I have always paid a decent hourly wage and had a commission structure. Well, I don't want to say commission structure, like spiffs, to where if it's hard to explain. It's pretty much two buckets. You have your hourly bucket and your commission bucket. At the end of the month, whichever one is more is the one that you get. So you get your hourly pay your hourly paycheck every week. But then at the end of the month, when it's all figured, if your commission bucket ends to be more, then we'll pay you the difference. So that seems to work. And it just means like the truck revenue, how much it brings in, not counting system sales. And that seems to work pretty good. Yeah, spiffs are good, man. I mean, spiffs are a good incentive, but I also think technicians shouldn't have the mindset that they should get paid twice to do their job, though. I feel like there is some technicians out there, especially some younger ones, that are trying to skip a few levels. I won't say his name because I think he actually listens to this podcast. He's a very good young tech. Not saying that he's not. He's in his early 20s. Very good. But one of the techs that I brought over is absolutely amazing. He's a stud. He is one of those like high dollar an hour guys. The guy can fix anything. His tickets are good. Um, uh, Diamond in the rough. Like he's an amazing tech. And this younger guy was like his protege. Well, the younger guy thinks that he's going to make what this guy's making. And I feel like some of these younger guys are trying to skip the line. They're going to these companies and they're asking for way more money than they're worth. And touche, whatever. You don't know till you ask. So I'm fine with them asking. But what happens when they do that? I've been there. I've done that. You guys know the story about when I left my dad and I got truly humbled. That's what these young techs are doing. They're trying to skip a few notches. And with that pay, guess what? If you make 35, 40, 45 bucks an hour, okay. But guess what also comes with that? Expectations. And the moment that you can't meet said expectations, problems are going to happen. All right. You need to bring in enough money to be able to pay your salary and some. So, to any young techs listening to this, you should want to make money. Okay. By all means, you want to better yourself. Don't try to skip the line, though. I'm just going to tell you, don't try to skip the line, because all you're going to do is stunt your growth and it's going to end up being a bad situation. So, Tyler, yeah, Tyler's actually, he just put in his stuff for the police academy. So, um, don't know how much longer he's going to stay in HVAC. He does like it. He's never loved this, though. He does like doing it. And not saying that he'll never do it again, but he has always wanted to do the police academy stuff. So I want him to chase his dream. There you go. Spiff checks. I want some spiff checks. Let's see. Mr. Jason Johnson, I think the best I ever did in residential was like 167K in a month. Yeah, damn right that's good. Was that just Jay, was that just like repairs or was that counting like system flips and sales and stuff like that? So the best year that I ever had, I did like 2.8 to 3.2 million. I know, man. I've tried talking to him, but I'm not going to force him to do something. If that's what he wants to do, man, by all means, go do it. Oh, sweet, Zeke. That's awesome. Little break, funny story for you guys. Um, so we have this Bosch system that was installed before I, became a partner in this company, and it's had a bunch of humidity issues, and we've done everything. So so it's a shit, no spotlight search. It's a Bosch variable speed air handler, and it's one of their 20 SEER inverter outdoor units. If you guys are familiar with Bosch, um, system has been having humidity issues like in the dead of the summer. Customer's cool, but he's like, "Hey man, it's fucking raining in my house. I don't know what to do. Something's going on. Yada yada yada." Um, Static pressure. We've checked static pressure. Static pressure is like it's actually like zero point 0.1. Well, it's low as all hell. And so we've done all these things by changing different settings. We've raised the fan speed, lower the fan speed. You know what I mean? Trying to get it uh, accelerated cooling, turned off accelerated cooling, all this different stuff. So got to the point where we had to have a Bosch rep come out. Well, yesterday was the day for the Bosch rep. I was joking with my install manager, and I was like, because I found out the guy's like 70 something years old. And I'm like, man, we're going to get out there and it's going to be like fucking father time. Well, the guy opens the door and gets out. He's with a cane and he's got a long ass white beard looking like, Gandalf. And I about like spit my drink out. I'm like, son of a bitch. Have you had that issue before, Leon? Because anyway, the guy came out very knowledgeable, knows his shit about Bosch, but he couldn't get around. And it was just it was a crazy experience. We had to walk out to the guy's car to get his iPad and all kind of stuff. Um, it's funny that you say that too, Leon, because how we got this customer is we did his neighbor across the street, and the guy bought a Goodman system, to be honest, but they didn't have the outdoor unit that the customer wanted. So our local Johnstone said, "Hey, we'll give you one of the Bosches as a free upgrade." So the guy has a Goodman air handler with a Bosch outdoor and has never had an issue. So that's why it's funny you say that. So you've had issues with the humidity issues and you've changed the air handler and it's been fine? Yeah, he definitely knew his shit, Brooke. He definitely did. But here's the problem, though. The guy has lived in this house for 20 years. He didn't have humidity problems until after the system was installed. And not saying you guys aren't wrong with the blower door test to check the envelope. I'm just trying to give you guys the facts. So the guy came out and made some adjustments. He turns off like the intelligent. What was it? We turned off dip switches 3 and 4 outside. So we turned off the accelerated cooling and turned off the IQ stuff. So that way the indoor coil temperature is it's not going to adjust. It's going to stay. I think it's between like 43 and 47 degrees. But we did something similar before and it didn't help. So that's why it was funny to see Leon say change the air handler. So that might end up being one of the next steps. Yeah, well, I know the Bosch 1.0. Those things, which sadly, that's where I based my opinion off of Bosch, because I know a lot of people that almost lost their ass on it because of the humidity issues. But I thought that they were fixed with the 2.0. Okay, 46 is the sweet spot. Nah, that makes sense, Leon. See, I don't know, man. 325. See, it's funny you asked that because the guy from Bosch told me 350 CFM per ton. I asked him that. I said, do you guys rate your systems differently? And he told me 350 CFM per ton. I thank God the customer's cool, man. He's a really cool guy. I just feel bad for him. He's like, man, I just wanted to stop raining in my house. And obviously now the problem is going to stop because we don't really have that much humidity. Well, still humidity. Aren't you in Virginia, Tom? You're in like a state right under me, aren't you, brother? North Carolina. Okay. Yeah, okay. I knew somebody was in Virginia. Okay, I got you guys mixed up. Breon is in Virginia. What are your guys' feelings on the Bosch units? Do you like them? Love them? Not sure? They okay? Because I'll be honest, I'm not sure how I feel. I know there's like one that's called like the new like ultimate one where they put like the cap on it, but all they did was just make it come up a little bit higher. So they brought the fan shroud higher. I don't know. One of my buddies is raving about it. No, we're not. Yeah, so yes, we are coastal in some. Like this one is in Annapolis. We're not far from the water, so so that is kind of coastal, but not all the. I guess so. The problem is the answer is yes. Leave them in China. Well, it's funny. You guys know that Bosch they bought Johnson Controls. They bought York. And I found out that the only reason that merger happened, so they own like Holman now, a bunch of those brands. but they really only bought them for the manufacturing plants. So, especially with like the tariffs and stuff like that coming out of China. So, they're actually not even made in China anymore. They're made in Taiwan right now. And they're slowly getting moved to the States. Because when Trump was doing that tariff stuff, the Bosch higher ups were trying to think ahead. So that's why they did this merger. All of them got moved to Taiwan, and then they're supposedly eventually supposed to be moving them to one of the 4 plants that are in the United States. What do you mean, Freon? They bought the equipment? So the only thing I don't like about these is it's going off of like your pressures and temperatures. It's trying to guess. Are you meaning to say gree or grease? I mean you're trying to say gree. Medea is who used to make the systems for them. But you'd be surprised how much Medea and Gree make for a lot of people, though. If you truly look that up, there's a lot of people stuff that they make. Yeah, I heard that, Tom, and that's what I heard that they're the 4 plants that they bought. They're trying to move all of that, all the Bosch stuff, um, to one of those 4 plants. Yeah, no, but I'm pretty sure Bosch owns the whole Johnson Controls catalog. Yeah, I figured that's what you meant, buddy. No, it's properly sized. We did a manual J. I know when the Bosches first came out, they had the uh, Mitsubishi compressors in them, and I used to actually like those. And then they changed them because part of that merger. Now they have like Toshiba compressors in it or something like that. I could be wrong with that. I could be wrong. I know it's not the Mitsubishi compressors anymore, but I don't like those multiple size ones. And I like inverter technology. As most of you know, my last 2 houses I've had Carrier Infinity inverters, the 25 VNAs. I've had Lennox inverters, and I've loved them. I just, if to me, if you're going to go inverter technology, I like the communicating side of it. Um, I get it. You can't use whatever thermostat you want, but the thermostats are expensive. I get all that shit too. But um, I like how the right hand knows what the left hand's doing. And I think that if you're going to have the benefit of an inverter system or inverter technology, I just personally think that that's the best way to do it. The Daikin Fit is fucking sweet. I'll give that to you, Tom. So we're actually the Daikin Fits are harder to get around here. So we have put in several of the Goodman side discharge, which is the same thing as the Daikin Fit. Because it has the Daikin 1 thermostat, the same thing. Uh they have been pretty nice. We had a few issues with them that we were able to get figured out, but they've been pretty good. So yeah, I get why people feel that, but I'm not a 14 sear and roll person. I do believe in the higher end stuff. Normally, to me, if somebody is going to go inverter technology, yeah, I was going to say it's 15.2. Um, nice. Well, yeah, and this goes back to what I was saying before about the sales, and it's just about providing a service. Like, if you're going to sell a system to a customer, like, do the little things. Don't just write a number down on a piece of paper and give them an estimate. Oh, you had a 3 ton? Here's a 3 ton. Okay, well, what if the person before sized it wrong? Like, ask the right questions. Make sure that you're doing right by the customer. And I get people like, oh, running around doing free estimates and blah, blah, blah. Okay, I get it. But um, I just feel like people need to go above and beyond. Nice. EWC zoning is sweet. Yeah, I do think that, you got to look and you got to match it up. You got these people that, have improperly sized ductwork, which a lot of times in the Northeast we have. You have these houses that the ductwork was designed for heat load. It was never designed for air conditioning because, they didn't have air conditioning, but it gets added to some point. The ductwork never gets changed. And then we wonder why the system doesn't work properly. These people are not going to open their walls. They're not going to change it. So you got to take those kind of things into mind when you're sizing these things. I've turned down selling inverter systems because people did not want to do the duct mods that I offered. And, you know, more top ramen and Taco Bell sauce. That's funny. Yeah, Mr. Tom Jackson. I just talked to Mr. Tom with some of the things they have, and we do their. I think you do it too, Zeke. Their filter program. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So when you say not for the fit, it's proprietary. What makes them different? The size, or like how the dampers, like the mechanical operation of how they work? No, you're not wrong about that, Leon. Yeah, but I did the Lennox a little while back, but now the Lennox ones are just pretty much Honeywell. I mean, that's what they are now. I did the Carrier ones back in the day that were like specially made to them, and I feel like some of them are going backwards. Ah, there you go. Zero point 0.7 volts DC. Okay. Because I know how a lot of them used to be like, uh, shit, now I'm a brain fart. 24 volts, normally open, normally close, but they would be power, they were closed, no power, they would be open. And I know they're all different. They're all kind of different now. Take that bet, Jay, because only one of those is true. You figure it out. I might be wearing no pants without Crocs. Maybe wearing Crocs and no pants. I don't know. Or one of them. That's what I meant to say. So you mean you believe, so with the EWCs, you don't have to put a bypass on zoning, or you're saying that you believe in no bypass when zoning? There you go, Tom. One crock. One crock is too many, or two crocks is too many. See, I've never understood that though, because even if you have it evenly zoned, if you have a 3-ton system and now you only have half of that system that needs it, but then you still have 3 tons of capacity going, I don't see where a bypass damper would hurt it though. I've always liked those Honeywell ones that you can just set by static pressure and it can just help alleviate the pressure, reduce your runtime. And I also get it. You can also set it up if you have like a dump zone for like the big area, a place where if you add extra conditioned air, it's not really gonna hurt anything. I mean, I've done that before in the past, but I've just never seen where the bypass damper would hurt anything. I think there's people that oversize the fuck out of the bypass dampers. Um, I went to one time and it was like a 2.5 ton system that was zoned, and there was like a 14-inch bypass damper on it. I was like, holy shit! Like, what is going on here? Yeah, well, it's not really about conditioning the same air. Yeah, I know the Daikin fits can. So yeah, maybe the Daikin fit. The variable speed system, you don't need it. That makes sense. Yeah, I get not having a bypass damper. You have a variable speed outdoor unit, and that can ramp up based on the load. That makes perfect sense. But if you have like a standard, single stage system outside, that if it's a 3-ton system, it comes on at 3 tons worth of 36,000 BTUs every single time. Then you know, very true, very true. I agree with that, Tom. I had one of my guys that actually just zoned his system out for a customer today. Was having issues. It looked really good. I need to stop back. He's got to go back by there tomorrow morning, because one of the zone dampers came. The control was on the wrong part. It was actually a 12 by 10 and a 16 by 8. And this is my fault. I don't know why I always thought, and I could be one. Well, obviously I am 100% wrong. I always thought with those, if you got like a 16 by 8 zone damper, that like the first number was the side that the control was on. But with Honeywell, it's actually the second number now. Yeah, I actually found that out the hard way, Tom, about the bypass being smaller. Yeah, no, I agree. Um, People make them to be huge, and it doesn't need to be. One thing I do love about this house is my fucking internet is awesome. I was actually able to get two gigabit connection around here. Yeah. I think that's actually the system the guy did today. He used an 8-inch, and it was one of the Honeywells. When you order, because I used to use EWC back in the day. Here lately, they've been hard to find. Where do you order them, like online, or do you have a local supplier that you can get the EWCs from? But thinking about Jackson Systems, talk to Mr. Tom. So hopefully, Jackson Systems may be one of the newest sponsors of the podcast here soon. We'll see. Got to work out the details. Damn, Tom, happy anniversary, brother. Everybody, wish Tom a happy anniversary, man. Today is his 43 years in HVACR, man. Hell yeah. Let's give you studying. No, I know what I'm talking about, rookie. Mr. 5-ton compressor. Oh, sorry, I had to say that. Yeah, no, it would be awesome. Mr. Tom, I've met Mr. Tom in person several times over the years. He was on the show. It's been years since he's been on the show. But always been a very, very cool guy. I like Mr. Tom. He's definitely one of the good ones. Well, talking about Mr. Tom Jackson, but Mr. Tom Silka, I probably said that wrong on here as well. Yeah, but happy anniversary, man. That's awesome. Somebody doing it for 25 years, man. You see people doing it for 43 years, and it's like, man, crazy. No potato. uh, it's funny, you guys can't see this. So in this, I put my room in the basement. So literally, like my bed is right there. So it is cool that I can use, after these shows, I can just go hop in bed, do like a crib. This is where the magic happens. And to be honest with you, here lately, there's been no magic happening. But there's gonna be some magic happening at some point, maybe, hopefully, sometime soon. 30 years as a tech. So, what have you done the other 13 years, Tom? Now I'm curious. I feel like I'm interviewing you, like you should be on here with me. They used to call him Peeping Tom. Oh, industrial install. Nice. Hmm. Nice, nice. Yeah, but I definitely want to go back to technically the show topic. I know we talked about a whole bunch of different things, but you know, to any of the younger guys listening to this podcast, please be ethical, offer everything that you see to the customer, educate the customer. You know what I mean? People don't buy from people they don't trust. And don't go in there trying to sell the customer anything. That's not your job. Okay. Your job is to let them know what is wrong with the system, everything that is not the way the manufacturer intended it. If it's overamping, the capacitor's weak, the temperatures are off, airflow's off, whatever it is, and offer them something to correct those problems. And then you let them know about system enhancements. Hey, these are not things that you have to have. These are things that just would make your system better. And some of them start off as just water safeties. All drains clogged. It's the nature of the beast. This can save your floor, blah, blah, blah. We have, humidifiers, dehumidifiers, IAQ, better filtration, whatever it is. You just bring it up and educate them. If they want to know more, they'll ask you. All right. Don't go into some sales pitch on each individual item. Just bring them up, in certain situations. And then if the customer is something they want to do, they'll do. If they don't, but I've had a lot of customers where I've brought things up and they're like, oh, nobody ever told me that. You know what I mean? So that's what I don't want you guys to do. Exactly, Leon. It's funny because I said that in a service meeting the other day when I was talking to my guys. Um, you know, I I am very. Some people may not agree with me, but I am very big on pulling heat exchangers and sitting on the ground. I'll show it to them. Well, that's awesome, Jay. That's why they have different avenues, man. There's no right and wrong. So it's why I tell people, like, yeah, I do too. I like now in management, or owning a company. I like the good interactions. It sucks having to deal with like a pain in the ass customer, but it happens. Ain't nothing you can do about it. I started out commercial, industrial, kitchen equipment, refrigeration, and then kind of just backed my way into residential. I get that, Jay, and I understand why people don't like dealing with homeowners. I've never minded it. I mean, yes, some homeowners suck. I like when I get to help homeowners and educate them, because it's their money. You know, it's not a business, and not that I didn't have some cool business owners and some cool like plants that I worked at, and I met some cool people. Free food, shit like that. Um, but I don't know. I've just always liked helping homeowners, and I really, really like meeting the older customers. Man, I used to love sit down and talking to like the elderly customers, like the World War II vets, and hearing their stories and stuff like that. It was awesome. I loved sitting there having the conversations with them. That's awesome, Tom. I love that's my passion is training the younger techs. I did it for two of Zeke's guys for a little bit, had a blast doing it, and now I do it for my team. Um, I love doing the trainings. Tomorrow I'm getting more going into boilers again. I got a few guys that are just, I think boilers they know how to do it, but they just get intimidated by them. So I'm going over another boiler class. I have some zone valves that we're gonna wire up and take apart and all that kind of stuff. See, you're becoming an old man, Jay. That get off my lawn guy. Although I can't say anything because my my bullshit meter goes off a lot faster than it used to. Yeah, man, I bet. I have a lot of customers that still find me on social media and follow me. Ones that know about the podcast and whatever company that I've ever been a part of, they call there and find out, which is awesome. But got to be careful because when I've been in positions of management, you sign non competes or non solicits, and I can't take customers. But if they actively find out where I am and then call me where I am, then there's not really much anybody can do. But fellas, we are at 9:11. We've been an hour, man. This has been awesome, man. It's thank all of you so much for being here, man. It feels so good to be podcasting again. It really does. Like I tell you guys all the time, man. I truly miss when I don't get to do this. And but this there was just no way. Starting to move, the studio was like half taken apart. and I left some things together, but there wasn't time. And then it was just, I took it apart with the intention to try to set it up quickly, which doesn't happen. You guys know that I have a full blown studio, and all the stuff's not even here put together, to be honest. It's just kind of the core. Um, but when you take all this stuff apart, like it's a lot of wires and, different pieces and cameras and shit like that. And having to, make sure all these different things are, labeled so you know where it goes back to. Some of the power cords look the same, but they're not the same. So it's kind of a hassle. So I am not going all out here at this house because I said I'm only going to be here for a year. Um, I have a few things I'm going to do in the background and stuff like that. You guys actually can't see it, but let me see if I can turn it over. You can't see the light, but that is my dad's folded flag, American flag that he got when he had the Marine Corps ceremony at his funeral. So that's near and dear to me. What do you mean you'd love to see me working on a boiler? Working on a lot of stuff, homeboy. You want me to videotape? You want me to show you how to work on a boiler? I love hydronics, man. The first hydronic system that I ever designed myself was really, really intimidating. But God, man, it was so satisfying after it was done. To see it all come together and see it actually work. Um, yeah, it was awesome. That's probably one of my biggest highs in the industry, to be honest with you. See you later, Freon. Have a great week, buddy. Appreciate you, brother. But yeah, I am going to get ready to start closing this out, man. But seriously, thank all you guys for being here, man. I really, really do appreciate you guys. Um, uh, what is up, Mr. Everett? My boy E, what's up, brother? Yeah, Steam is fun. We don't do a lot of Steam around here. There's some, but I do love hydronics. I'll take Jennifer's class, but yeah, I'm pretty good with hydronics. Hey, McCall Installs, thank you for being here, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here for the first time, man. I really, really appreciate your support. She wouldn't cheat for me. I actually met Rookie. Were you with me at AHR when we met? That I don't think you were with me when the guy. I think you were going to get something for me out of the press room when I met that guy who that's what he does. He's a boiler trainer, and he gave me one of his books. Matter of fact, I think I have it right here. Yeah, this guy, Ray Wolfarth. Yeah, understanding boiler wiring diagrams. This is actually a really, really good book. Um, it goes over a lot of stuff, a lot of basics. And I've been using this to go over. Oh, that's funny, Everett. I hear you on that, bro. Yeah, boilers around here are just kind of commonplace in the Northeast, so there's a lot of them. But yeah, this is a really, really, really good book. And I think he's even got stuff for oil in here and everything. So, yeah, it's called Lessons Learned: Understanding Boiler Wiring Diagrams, How to Troubleshoot a Boiler Using the Wiring Diagram. Ray Wohlfarth, Wohlfarth. So if anybody watches the video and you look at this book and in the picture, that's him on the back. So you work on boilers, this is a really good book. I think he's got more to it. There's more books. This is just the one that he gave me when I saw him, but extremely good book. Oh yeah, I bet. But all right, fellas, let me close this out. My old ass has got to get in the shower, say goodnight to these girls, and get to bed here soon. But thank all of you so much for coming here tonight, man. It was so great to see everybody. I will be back here every Wednesday. We're going to start scheduling some guests again, but I'm going to pick and choose the guests that come on. Even though I have stopped for a little bit, I am trying to take the show in another direction. So trying to do some of the things behind the scenes to be able to make that happen. But for now, you'll just see my ugly mug, and we'll be talking about whatever the hell I feel like talking about that night. But with that being said, man, I'm going to close this thing out and appreciate you guys. Hope you all have a great week. Stay safe, okay? But guys, please make sure to follow and subscribe on the podcast, on all the social media sites. Stay up to date on everything the podcast has going on. I know here lately it hasn't been much, but it will be moving forward with videos coming back up and all that kind of stuff. So please make sure you're following. It's probably going to be, here on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram is going to be the big three. And then obviously make sure that you download the audio podcast, which I announced before, but back in end of July, the podcast broke 10 million downloads. So extremely grateful for that. Thank all of you very, very much. I haven't even been checking it here lately, to be honest, so I don't know what it is. But to hit that milestone is fucking awesome. It's because of all of you that listen and watch this show. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really, really appreciate it. That's amazing to do in 10 years, and extremely grateful for that. So, yeah. Remember, guys, be safe out there, man. Keep your head on a swivel. I don't care what it is, driving, putting up a ladder, whatever it may be, man. I want each and every one of you to make it home the same way that you left, all right? Do the little things. Set yourself apart from the next guy or girl, all right? Try to be the best at what you do. Don't be one of the ones that learns just enough to be dangerous. Those people, they kind of hit the mark and they never, ever grow. Don't be that person, all right? Keep bettering yourself. Keep trying to be better. There's no such thing as staying the same. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. All right. Set yourself apart from the next guy or girl. All right. And also just give a shit about people. Care, man. Give back to the community. I don't care what stage you're in. You probably know more than somebody else. Even me, 25 years, man. Yes, there's a lot of people that I get to help, that I know more than them and I can teach them, and I absolutely love it. But I also love that I have the ability to learn from people that are way smarter than me, to constantly be growing. All right. Keep trying to be the best version of yourself. All right. And with that being said, man, I love each and every one of you. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please stay safe out there, and I'll talk with y'all next week. All right. See you.
Thanks for listening to the HVAC Uncensored podcast. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram, or email us anytime at hvacuncensored@gmail.com. Now, get back to work. Shut this down. The views and opinions shared on the HVAC Uncensored podcast may not necessarily be the views and opinions of our sponsors or guests.
Peace.